Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. I wanted to share on this collection of lessons, the cost of the job, I call it. This is a part of the collection of lessons series. Anything I talk about is not anything advice, and I'm babbling, and just throw me in the background if you want me to, or if you want to see this, you can. Let's just jump right into it. What I'm learning through business and through other things is a lot of people find that because many people are employees, they think only in an hourly rate. So they think of when I take a job on, the first thing is how much am I getting paid, right? So we'll just put in here hourly rate, right? How much per hour do I get paid? They then usually think of, how much does it cost to get there? Well, just cost to get there, right? And then after that, they're like, okay, cool. And then do I need any, of my own supplies to do this job? That's pretty much the only things an employee thinks of. After that, they're like, okay, cool, I get the job or whatever. And then they think of benefits, right? Like health benefits, especially in Canada, we have health benefits. So that's usually the things that people think of, right? And on the employer side, they think, oh, I'm only costing, let's say my company, whatever, company X, I'm only costing them, my hourly rate, right? So we'll just put in here, let's say you're making 20 bucks an hour. The cost to get there is, 30 minutes of drive time to get there. And, my own supplies is whatever, it's, pencils or something like that, right? And then health benefits, after that. So this is an employee, what they think. They think I'm making 20 bucks an hour, it costs me 30 minutes to get there. I got some, sometimes do my own stuff, but whatever, that's just washed. They don't even think of that. Most employees don't think about the own supplies. And then after that, it's like, oh, cool, I get extra, I'll put in quotes, benefits, which in my opinion, health benefits should be a standard. And here in Canada, we have pretty good healthcare coverage. In my opinion, health benefits after should just be included in life because we all want a better life. We want to live healthy. We need, chiro, massage. We need things to stay alive, right? So usually as an employee, if you think of an employee mindset, you think I'm costing the employer $20, right? So on the employer side, it's $20 per hour. That's what they think, and that's pretty much it, right? So on the employer side, though, if you think as a business owner, if you think as an employer, that employee costs a lot more. So the employee costs more because, sure, it's $20 per hour, and then it's, a $500 desk, right? And then it's, an ongoing subscription of $10 a month, / month, for a desk phone, right? And then there's more things. There's way more things here that, there's, if you think, well, I go to the bathroom at the business, so there's, let's say one roll of toilet paper, right? Per week. We'll call that, an average. I don't know. Depends on how much you go to the bathroom. There's power, there's heat, right? There's AC in the summer. There's, the 5 by 5 foot cubicle, right? Which the cubicle itself costs money. There's a computer, right? That's probably, around $1,000, just for the tower. Plus we'll include the monitors, about $2,000, right? And that gets replaced, usually 3 to 5 years. We'll call that, right? And then on top of that, there's, other things in, that they gotta clean, right? There's a cleaner that cleans it. They have a garbage can, right? So all this starts adding up, and this is very shaped a little bit, but whatever. All this starts adding up. So what does that employee actually cost, right? So we'll just draw, we'll switch to our little paintbrush. So basically, the employee only thinks like this, and they think I'm making 20 bucks an hour, and I cost the employer 20 bucks an hour. The employer thinks like this, right? And they're paying him 20 bucks an hour plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this, right? So let's say we add it up, and it turns out that per hour, it's actually costing the employer $25 an hour. If you just factor in, the amortization, the period over time that the computer's got to be replaced, you finance it by 3 to 5 years. You got this cubicle that, of course, the employer's got to upgrade every 5-10 years because you got to make things look green instead of blue, and you got to replace the AC unit, you pay for their power, the heat, whatever, right? So it's actually $25 an hour, right? And people think, well, I'm getting paid $20 an hour, and that's what I'm worth, right? That's time for dollars, that's what I'm worth. But really, they forget about the time and the cost, and the cost to get there. That's the gas, that's your insurance, right? There's a ton of things here. So the hidden costs of working for this employer would be gas, right? People don't think of gas. They're like, well, everybody's got to get to work. Well, especially in these COVID times, not everybody has to get to work. There's work from home. But this is, again, on an employee side. This isn't costing the employer anything. The employer doesn't pay for this person's gas, right? The employer doesn't pay for the headaches, which I can't put into a number, the headaches of getting through traffic jams, through accidents, through whatever to get there. They don't think the employer doesn't realize that the employee has to wake up an hour before work. It's just a given now. It's apparently a given, right? And the employer doesn't pay for this hour before work. They don't pay for their gas, they don't pay for whatever, right? So there's tons of things here that people don't pay for. They pay out of their pocket. So really, this $20 per hour, 30 minutes, to get there, back, insurance, benefits, blah, blah, blah. Really, this person's only making about $15 an hour, right? If this is like, there's tax and stuff in there, but let's just say the tax is zero, irrelevant in this case. So really, this person's making $15 an hour because they gotta wake up early, they gotta feed themselves breakfast, which some people eat breakfast, some people don't. That's outside the case. They gotta pay for their own gas, their own whatever to get there. Now, the problem with work from home, which is I call it a problem, is the employer now pays them $20 an hour, and then this entire thing is now up to the employee to pay for. I'll see if I can make this a little better to grab, but basically this is all at the cost of the employee. Now, how much you making, right? How much you actually making? Well, now you're only making $10 an hour, right? And what is the cost now to the employer? $20 an hour. That's all your position is worth. Remember that? And it's so annoying when people say, well, you have the privilege of working from home. You have the privilege of not driving 30 minutes to get there. You can take that out now. The employer never paid for that anyway. Never paid for that anyway, right? The employer never paid for the gas to get there. The employer never paid for any of this to get here. So really, this employer is saving money, right? It was $25. Now it's costing the employer $20. How do we even it out? Well, we either make them repay for everything they were paying for before, because that's what the employer agreed to pay at the start of the job, or you give us a raise. If you pay $25 an hour, right, again, and then this person now makes $25 an hour, it can increase their hourly rate back to $15 an hour, which is what they were making before. Does that make sense? So basically, the cost of the job, there's an employee section, and there's an employee, like, well, I gotta drive to work. Well, that's not part of the employer. The employer doesn't care. That's not a benefit, right? The employer doesn't pay for you driving to work, usually, in a normal employee space. But now that you're working from home, now you get this quote-unquote privilege of working from home, not having to pay for the gas, and you save money on the gas. Therefore, the employer gets to what? Save more money? No, the employer doesn't pay for any of this stuff anymore, and you do on your own, dime. So, I wanted to share that there's an actual cost of the job that a lot of people don't realize, especially this work from home stuff, that employers are taking such advantage of their employees. And it's fine. And some people are like, well, you could just, go to work then, that type of thing. You could go back to work, physically go there, and then you get, you're normally out. But no, it's not the point. The point is the cost of the job is all of this package included, right? So I just want to share that, there's more to it than an hourly rate. Sure, you got your own expenses to get to work or not to get to work, but employers, in my opinion, are taking such advantage of this work from home that the employee doesn't realize they're making less money an hour in reality than they were before, and the employer is saving a bunch of money. And you didn't agree to this. You didn't agree to take these expenses on. You didn't agree to less wage, but technically you are under the covers. So I want to share that. That's the cost of the job, collection of lessons. And yeah, thanks, and talk soon.